All right. I think I'm going to continue on about this battle, the ultimate battle being intellectual, not physical, but the physical helps with the intellect. You know, the more you exercise, I almost wish I had a gray fedora. I think I might buy one at one of our stores. But the more you exercise, the more you read, the more you decipher, the better able you are to be capable of being intellectual. And that is our ultimate battle, is that of the intellect. And Joe has said the pen is mightier than the sword. So the intellect is mightier than the brawn. Because in a war, well, the groups that are more intellectually advanced win. Joey?
It's all you have to do. all you all you have to do is look at who leads us. All you have to do is look at the government. A small percentage wise, almost like just a blip, a tiny percentage of the overall population. They don't go out whipping and torturing people. They write the propaganda, they write the tax codes, they write the rules, and they push that into through and becomes legislation. It becomes our ball and chain, but it's all done through a pen. It's all done intellectually, and intellectual property law. By the way, if you look at that as just like an overall kind of like a industry, but that segment of law has probably been the number one fastest growing element of law in the last 10-15 years. It's all about people getting their stuff registered or proving ownership over the creation or of a product or a character. So yeah, it's always been that way. I think we've, and plus the fact that his story is his story. It's a lie agreed upon. That all of our previous notion of conquest ethic it's all been muddled up and basically given force fed into people thinking it's one way when in actuality it's the complete opposite.
I was in the process of uh, posting out my show on a few sites there. Joey, for some reason, I've lost contact with my Minds account. If you could go back on there and also post this show on Minds, that would be absolutely great. But yeah, intellectual property and how how to navigate the world um, through your intellect. Uh, I mean, the brawn sometimes is necessary, but for the most part, if you can use your intellect and your brawn, strengthen your brawn and your intellect, uh, things will be, on average, better for you. Uh, Bad things do befall good people and people who do the straight and narrow path. I mean, good people get cancer, uh, good people get murdered, good people get viciously assaulted. So, bad things happen to good people who are even who stray the narrow path and look out for danger. Danger is sometimes there when you're not looking for it. I mean, there's the old saying, if you're looking for trouble, you'll find it. But sometimes, even when you're not looking for trouble, you can find it. We were talking about intellectual properties, and you and I are both trying to find out like how we can utilize an intellectual property, and it's still been a struggle to find out how we can obtain this. It's been a battle, and it is what it is. And just thinking now about my own personal battle, and that's with my diet. I can't do what I used to do, and I have to even be more restrictive than I used to be because of my diabetes. And I didn't follow this path until late. And had I done it earlier on, I probably would have been more successful at reversing my diabetes, but I just didn't follow that path. And now it is far more of a struggle than it's been. And it can be, I think it could lead to like mental kind of depression, because the way diabetes and high blood pressure affect your mood. And that's been also a struggle. So yeah, go ahead.
That sounds like pseudoscience.
You know what? I don't know if you have a better way. And if you do, I certainly would listen to a better way. I strive to not necessarily fast, but try to monitor my hunger and be aware of my hunger. Because that's one of the most, first emotions. Aware of my hunger, aware of any of my desires. I strive to be aware of. And what is it? The truth ignorance is bliss, and the truth will set you free. I'm at the point where the truth will set me free. Ignorance is no longer bliss, because ignorance can really hurt me at this point. So if you have,
well, if you really want to start losing some weight, just get yourself disgusted and watch what's happening in the world of finance, and learn what's happening right now, as we in real time in the stock market every minute. It's literally enough to turn your stomach the opposite direction, from hunger to absolute just wanting to never eat another pellet of their genetically modified corn. They're telling us to, by the way, and I just want to make this quick point. They're leading us. They want us to. They're giving us all this information about our health every minute on the news and the media, and no matter where you go in the media, there's something to do with mandates and wearing some sort of face shield everywhere you go. And let me just say this about when it comes to personal health and PHI. I think we were talking about this before. Your personal health information is protected under HIPAA, and making the mask wearing a covered identification. Anyways, if you really want to get to the root of health and the problems in the world we have right now, if the FDA or any of the letter organizations were truly concerned about our health, they wouldn't be so focused on this sort of shielding. What they would be focused on is disallowing changing the way um, um, corn syrup is made. And I'll tell you right now, this is probably the number one health concern in my mind in the world. And I don't know if you've ever seen the fields of genetically modified corn that's grown in certain parts of our country. It's mind blowing. I drove through the Dakotas last year, and I tried to keep track of how much there was. I mean, not keep track, but just I was just keeping my eye on it as I was driving through, and I couldn't believe I've never seen so much of a product in one place. Just and it's quite a thing, and if there was a real concern over health, it would be to ban the use of that product of corn syrup, which is no doubt having led much of the population to grow boobs when they shouldn't have boobs, or bellies that are enormous, and whatever they've those are the effects, and those are the traumatic issues in health that I think that if there was really a care in the world, people would start yelling about this. But no, they want to stay focused on something completely made up and nonsensical. So yeah, I don't more people struggle mentally and physically from obesity and pre-diabetes and diabetes and all the effects that come with that, then just on such a massive scale compared to this you know for me it's an invisible sort of thing, but relatively smaller, much smaller issue. So do they really care? I'm gonna say no. And so yeah, I was gonna get into the market, but maybe that's maybe we'll get there. Any thoughts on the corn syrup?
I'm still in the process of putting the show out wherever I can, and
Oh, I logged into Minds, by the way, so I'll post that up there.
post it up there as I'm bloviating, and maybe just go onto a Stoic page and see if we can get people to think. And the truth is, most of us are powerless to really make any change. Um, Only one person, and if more people come and agree, then there can be change. Uh, but the best change is within yourself, because again, there are things you have no control over. Who wins the presidency? Who wins the Congress? You literally have no control over it. You can say what may or may not happen, and be a little bit prepared for the future, but the future is very unpredictable. Um, the way America is thinking one way may not be the way America is thinking this way, or the way the world is thinking today may not be the way the world is thinking tomorrow. So uh, things can always change. Society habitually changes. Do you have to change with the society? I don't change with society. I have core beliefs that I believe in, and I've never really swayed from them, regardless of popular opinion or not. And because first of all, I believe in the truth, and not only my truth. I mean, I guess I could say my truth, but I look at society, I look at the world, and I see certain things that are true, that are undeniable, for me anyway, and I think for a lot of other people, if they thought about it, would think in the same way. But the problem is that people don't necessarily think. They they confuse feeling with thinking, and that was Thomas Sowell that said that. He said the problem isn't Johnny can't read, the problem is Johnny can't think, and he confuses feeling with thinking. And you have to get beyond your feelings and think. And not all not all not all reality and truth is pleasant, but it's real. I mean, you can live in a fantasy world and think if you're a fat man that puts on a really nice suit, that you're going to, maybe attract a really hot woman. When in reality, if you want an attractive woman or vice versa, go to the gym, hit the weights, and start working out. If you want somebody attractive, then make yourself more attractive. And a good suit on a fat man is not going to look as good as a nice body on a man with a torn t-shirt, ripped jeans. He's still going to get more play than you. They say suits make the man. That's a lie. The body makes the man, and the body makes the woman as well. And on average, and look, I'm saying this as a fat man, that as a fat man, the prospects are a lot less. I may have a nice face and I may look fairly good for a fat man, but I'm still a fat man nonetheless. And that's the truth. And that's the reality. It's not pleasant, but it is what it is. And again, I'm striving to eat less. I fasted till about 9 o'clock last night, and then I finally ate. Just, it's hard for me to handle. And that is a struggle right now, is my food. And my main goal in life right now, if I could, is to reverse my type 2 diabetes and my high blood pressure. I would like to get off this medication if I could. And that right now is a goal that I have. And I'm looking for all kinds of other things to help me with that goal. And fasting makes me feel great, but it is really hard for me right now, particularly when I'm work, because I'm stuck at work, and like when I get hungry, I can't go anywhere. I'm stuck at that place, so that's a difficulty, and that right now is a huge struggle. And there are a lot of people out there with big struggles. A lot of people smoke. A lot of people drink too much, or have a drug problem. I have an eating problem, and I don't know if we handle compulsive overeating or unhealthy eating the way we do with alcohol and drugs. And maybe we should, but even then, it's hard to gather what percent of people are habitual relapsers, and they say that 90% of diets fail. So there's something in the collective psyche that makes these things fail. Joey, do you have anything to add? Because I'm thinking of ending this show now on, I don't know if it's a good note, but on a short note as we speak.
Yeah, no, that's good. I just connected everything up on Minds. I even got some. I'm going to upload some coins on there and get that rolling.
That is great. Again, there's a lot of things to discuss on the intellectual side and on the physical side. getting yourself active and moving, and working on your diet and your exercise, and building that intellectual muscle that makes you a better person. Anyway, this has been Brian with Transparency and Merit. Like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. We will be having guests. I've been being really lazy on this, but I think that that's something that we will be having, so we can further expand our stuff. And we'll be working on a few things. It's really interesting, the things that we're working on now, to keep that kind of under wraps. But like, subscribe, follow us on all of our social media, on Twitter, Facebook. We've been really kind of banned because of, I guess, the heresy of what they would consider hate speech or whatever. So it is what it is. So those that are interested in truth, the truth will set you free. If you're an ignorance is bliss kind of person, then you may want to just keep walking. I mean, if you can't handle someone's opinion, then you're really not interested in the truth. Anyway, Transparency and Merit, like, subscribe, visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com. And yeah, that's about it. I thank you for joining us. If those that are joining us later, 10 to 12 people that listen, I do thank you for that. And I hope you listen to more. That's all.